The hotel lobby smelled of fresh coffee and rain-soaked city air. It was one of those slow afternoons when time moved heavy and the world felt tired. Maya, a young waitress, stood behind the counter, rubbing her hands together for warmth. Her apron was old, her shoes soaked, and her eyes showed the kind of exhaustion that doesn't come from work, but from life. Outside, thunder rolled. A man in a drenched business suit walked in, his tie loose, his eyes empty. He didn't look like the usual rich guests who stayed there. His shoes were covered in mud, his hair uncombed. Coffee, black, he muttered, dropping a few coins on the counter. Maya nodded and poured him a cup, her smile small but real. When she placed it before him, she noticed his hands shaking slightly. Rough day? She asked softly. He gave a tired half smile. You could say that. I just lost my company. Maya froze. I'm sorry, he shook his head. Don't be. Maybe I needed to. She didn't know what to say. So she did what she always did, she added a small piece of chocolate next to his cup. It's on the house, she whispered. Everyone deserves a sweet ending to a bitter day. He looked at her, really looked, and for the first time in days, smiled like he meant it. That one cup of coffee changed both their lives forever. The man's name was Daniel Reed, a billionaire once called the golden mind of Wall Street. He had built empires, owned skyscrapers, and had his name printed on magazines, but a single betrayal, a wrong partner, and a fall in the market took everything overnight. He'd walked all day in the rain, thinking about giving up, until that moment, until Maya handed him that coffee with kindness, not pity. Daniel came again the next day, same time. Same seat. This time, he brought a small notebook with him. You planning something? Maya asked with a smile. He nodded. Trying to remember why I started. I used to love building things, before money got in the way. She laughed softly. Then build again. But this time, build something that helps people. He stared at her for a long moment. You really think I can? I don't think, she said. I believe. Those words stuck with him. Days turned into weeks. Maya kept serving him coffee, and Daniel kept sketching plans in his old notebook. He started talking about a new idea, not a business empire, but a place where anyone could feel seen, no matter who they were. He wanted to open a small café, run by people who had lost their jobs, single mothers, students, the kind of people no one gave a chance to point. One evening, he came in smiling for the first time. Maya, he said, placing a small card on the counter. Would you come work for me? She blinked. You? But you don't even have a company anymore. He grinned. Not yet. But I will. You believed in me before anyone did, so I want you beside me when it starts. She hesitated, then smiled. All right, Mr. Dreamer. I'll bring the coffee. The café stood at the heart of the city, a warm, golden place named Second Chances. Maya walked in wearing a crisp uniform with the café's logo embroidered over her heart. Daniel was behind the counter, sleeves rolled up, helping staff arrange flowers. The café wasn't huge, but it was full of laughter, of stories, of people who'd once been broken but found hope again. There was a board on the wall that read, "This place exists because someone believed when no one else did." That morning, a journalist came to interview Daniel. Mr. Reed, she asked, you were one of the richest men in America. Now you own a small café. Don't you miss your empire? He smiled and looked at Maya, who was serving an elderly man a cup of coffee. I lost my company, he said softly, but I found something better, purpose. The journalist asked, and what started all this? He smiled. A waitress who offered me coffee, and hope. Months later, Maya came to work to find an envelope on her table. Inside was a letter and a key, to the woman who gave me warmth when I had nothing. It read, "This café belongs to you now. I'm moving on to build more, in other cities. You reminded me what real wealth means. Keep giving people hope, one cup at a time." Daniel, her hands shook as tears filled her eyes. She looked around, the café full of smiling faces, music, and stories. The dream they had built together was now hers. She held the key to a place built not from money, but from kindness, faith, and a single cup of coffee. Moral of the story: one act of kindness can rebuild a soul. One small gesture can rewrite someone's destiny, and sometimes, the richest people are the ones who give when they have nothing left.